Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to part 6 of Python Pandas tutorial series. In this tutorial, we will talk about how to slice or index the data of Pandas object, which is data frame or series, so that you will get a smaller chunk of database with which you can do further analysis. So without any further delay, let's get started. The primary function of indexing is open and close square bracket, otherwise known as getItem for those who are familiar with the class object implementation behavior in Python, is allow you to slice a lower dimension from a bigger dimension. In a simple word, if I will use a series and then pass the index label here, I will get the lower dimension, which is a scalar value. And if I will use this thing, open and close square bracket, with a data frame and pass the column labels, I will get series as the output. Okay, so we will see the example here in a minute. Here we have imported pandas and numpy, and here first we have created a date series. Then in the second line we are creating a data frame which has 5 rows and 4 columns, and columns names are A, B, C, D, and as an index we are passing this date series. So if I will just go ahead and run it, you will see this is the data frame how it look like. So all the index name are the dates which we have created as a series. Okay, in short, in simple, if I want to select any column, I have to say df, and within the square bracket I have to pass the column label, which is, let's say, A. And if I will just go ahead and run it, you see I got series as an output. And don't get confused with the 2 rows, because the first the date thing is actually the index label, and the actual value is starts from here and ends at here. Okay, you have to also understand that you can access an index on the series column on a data frame directly as an attribute. So rather than saying this, if I will say df.a, and if I will just go to run it, you will still get the same result. However, I would not encourage you to do such thing, because in case if there is a space in between with the a dot b, if the name, let's say a column name is a space b, it would fail. It will not recognize this one. At the same time, if the column names or labels are or index labels are an integer, let's say 3, it will fail. So better to go with the previous standard, which is pass the column label or index label within the square bracket. Okay. Similarly, now as an output of this particular thing, we are getting a series. Let's say we want to further get the 4th item of this series. So what we will do, we will take this one, and here as our next step within the square bracket, I will pass the label, the 4th index label here. And if I will just go ahead and run it, here I will say print, so that I will print both the thing, and here also print. Now, as I told you earlier, if you do such action index on series, you will get a scalar value. So you are getting this one, which is the 4th item of the series, which you are getting from the data frame. Okay. You can also pass a list of column to the square bracket to select multiple columns, and if columns is not contained within the square in the data frame, a exception will rise. So let's do that. df, and if I want to select multiple column A and B, let's say A and B, but you have to remember that this will not work, because we want to pass all this thing as a list to this data frame. So if I will do this one, now you will see you get the result because you are selecting two column A and B. So now it is clear that we can treat data frame and series as a fixed length dictionary where we can pass column labels in case of data frame and index label in case of series to the data frame and series respectively within the square bracket to get the subset of from the data frame and series. Now let's go beyond of these basics and talk about how to select on the basis of label and how to select uh, data frame or index by position. So we will talk about the data frame in particular because series would be intuitive, like how to do select series by label and index is it could be it is very intuitive from the example which we will see from the data frame. So let's first look into the selection by label, and let me create a data frame first. And here I will say bd dot data frame, and here I will say np.a range 24, and let me create 6 rows and 4 columns, and then as an index name I will say ABCDF, and for column name I will say capital or uppercase ABCD, ABCD. Now let me print it so that you can see how it looks like. DF. Okay, this is how it look like. So first let's do the selection by label, and for this dot lock attribute, this one lock attribute is the primary access method with which you can select a data frame by its label. So here I will say df dot lock, and then I can pass the label name. So for lock will always take label, and ilock, which is the primary uh, access method for the selection by position, takes index, but this one takes label. So here I will say from D. Now you have to remember the only difference between this one to the basic method. Here you have to select the the row name first and then the column names. But in case of basics, we have seen if you don't provide log, you have to provide column name within the square bracket for the data frame, right? So that's the only difference. So here I will say from D till end, and then I will just run it and you will see the difference how it look like. And for this one I will create some space, and so here I'm saying print all the columns and print rows from D to F. So this is how it will look like. Okay, from D label till the end. So this is equivalent to this, and also it is equivalent to A to D. Okay, the result is same. So first, in short, first you have to provide the the index label, and then you have to provide the column label. Okay, now let's talk about selection by position, and for this one ilock is the primary attribute with which you can do the selection by index. So here I will say df dot ilock, and for this one what I can do, I will select 1 till 5. So first let's run this one and I will tell you what it does. It is generally so it's when you provide the index, it's not the label name but the index itself. So 1 means 1th index. That means in Python everything starts from 0. That means 1th index is row number B. Okay, and similarly I'm saying 1 to 5. So 5 is the last bound, the upper bound is not included as usual in case of anything. So 5 means this one, column F, but this one is not included because in any Python the start bound is included while the upper bound is excluded. That's why when I say 1 to 5, it's printing from D to E, not till F. Similarly, I can pass the column labels saying 2 till 4. So I'm saying 2 index, second index of the column name is column C, and till fourth means which is 4 is not included, so D will include it. So if I will just go ahead and run it, you will see you will get C and D column and from D to E. So that's how you can access by label and by position. It's very much intuitive, right? Now you may also access a single item using at and I at, which is very much similar to lock and iLock. But in iLock and lock, you select a subset, but here you can select a single item. So let's see the example here. If I will say df dot at, and here we similar to log, we have to provide the label name. So first we will provide the the rows index label name. Let's say we want first row, and then we want to say column name D. So we are interested in this item. Okay. Now if I will just let me print it and run it, you will see we are getting this one. Similarly, I can also use I at, and it is pretty much similar to iLock. So here we have to provide the index number. For uh, index label A, the corresponding index number is 0 because here the object is start from 0, the index is start from 0 to n minus 1. Similarly, for column label D, the corresponding index number is 3. Okay. Now if I will just go ahead and run it, you will get 3, which is this one. Okay. So that's a bit of overview how you can slice and dice the data frame or series. If you have any question till now, please feel free to drop your questions comment in the comment section. Or else, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your likes and subscription. Until next time, cheers.